Today we're installing CarbonBlack Cloud Connector integration into VMRay, and as per usual it starts off with getting the software from our GitHub repo. You can see here it's very well documented. We've got a full explanation. We go into everything as we're going to cover in the video, but as you can see it starts off with cloning the repository. Put it in a suitable location. The software is going to be run as a Docker image using some Python scripts, so consider where you're going to run it from. We have two configuration files to set up, one the CBC file and one of them are conf.py. First we're going to go and edit the CarbonBlack Cloud configuration file. So you'll see we need three things here: the API secret key, the API ID and the organization key. Let's go into our CarbonBlack Cloud console, settings, and then API access. First we have to create a custom access level. We've already created it here, so we're just going to go into edit. You can see here the settings that we've configured. They're also available on the GitHub repo. Just make a complete copy of these. We've given it the name there, VMRay CBC, and then we're ready to go and create an API key. Add API key, give it a suitable name, something you're going to remember once you've got this installed and you need to come back and have a look at it. Then we have to pick the access level type, custom, and the custom access level. Go down and select the one that we just created. VMRay CBC, and hit save. We're now going to be presented with the API ID, and the API secret key. Copy these into our CBC file. You'll notice there is a / between the API secret key and the API ID. Of course, that / must remain, otherwise this won't work and you'll get some errors. We need the org key. This can be found in the top left-hand corner of the screen that we're on in the CarbonBlack Cloud console. Close this, and there you go, org key up at the top. Copy that in, and then save this file. And we are done with the CBC config file. Now we have to add the API key required for our VMRay API. That's in conf.py. Here you can see API underscore key. That's a line we need to add to. So let's delete the holding text and then into our automation dashboard. You can create an API key via settings, but the automation dashboard gives you this nice quick link and it'll be pre-configured to show it under the EDR graph. As per all API keys in VMRay, we can configure any number of defaults, configure triage, analyzer mode, things like this. But for now, we're going to leave them all as is. We're just going to give it a name. You'll see there the automation category is set to EDR. We could set a quota limit, but let's just hit save. You can come back and do that later. We'll then be shown the authentication token. You can also see those white buttons there, show key, if you need to go and retrieve it later. But that's all we need from VMRay for the time being. Paste that in there and then hit save. Many of our standalone integrations are just small Python scripts, and we provide them as a Docker image. So next we can run the Docker commands just to get this image set up and running. Once it's built, then we can just run the docker run command. We can now do tail on the log file just to check there's no errors, make sure everything's running happily. You can see that VMRay health check is successful and it all looks good.